So today I'm going to talk about my first 2 astral projection experiences. I'm like a complete noob at doing this. I mean, I've only done it 3 times, but I think it's definitely worth documenting and talking about. See what other people's experiences were like. Because I mean, how often do you find other people who can astral project or who's interested in this kind of stuff? So it'd be nice to kind of get some feedback and also hear your guys' stories and experiences as well. So my first 2 astral projection experiences, I wouldn't say that they're very exciting. Like, I've seen a couple other videos on YouTube and everyone's like, oh my gosh, I like zoomed to another universe or another planet or something like that. Like, nothing like that happened to me. Basically, this stuff doesn't happen naturally for me. I know some people who, like, you know, ever since I was a kid, I astral projected, This is something that I kind of just stumbled across and was like, oh my god, yeah, like, who doesn't want to do this or doesn't want to explore this option? So I started meditating, and then for a week straight, like many months ago, I kept trying it, and I kind of get to like certain phases, you know, like where your body goes numb, but I was never able to detach from my body. Like, I think I got as far as my body vibrating, getting to the vibrational phase, which I was really cool on its own, but I definitely wanted to leave my body. So my first experience, I was lying in bed and I was doing the direct method. So you kind of just wait calmly for your body to fall asleep. And then upon that time, you reach different phases, you get to the vibrational phase, and then apparently you're supposed to hear some loud noise, and then, you know, you're in. Basically, you can try to leave your body, but that stuff didn't happen for me. I was lying in bed just trying to do that, but of course it's difficult to keep your mind awake and let your body fall asleep because you get bored, so sometimes your mind just goes to sleep. So I started going to sleep, and then I had a dream that I was standing here and there was 2 people talking about me, and it was kind of like gossipy, like, and I'm like, well, I want to hear what they're saying. So I was like, oh, well, I'm in a dream, so I can do whatever I want. Like, I willed myself to go over there because I couldn't actually, like, I was stuck in the spot, and I was like, well, obviously I can still go over there, it's a dream. So then when I willed myself over there, that's when I was like back in my bed, and it's like Exorcist, like possessed story going on here, because like I was lying in bed, just lying on my back, because that's the hardest position for me to fall asleep, and then I literally, like, the upper part of my body just started lifting up, so I just suddenly was like and at that point I was like, oh my god, I'm doing it, oh my god, but I couldn't see anything, like my eyes were closed, and I wanted to really experience like what it felt like opposed to trying to open my eyes, because I knew as soon as I tried to open my eyes I'd probably just go back to my body. So I just kind of sat there and I like floated there for a bit. Like, I wasn't out of my body, I was only halfway out of my body, and I remember just feeling very like kind of at one with everything, like very flowy. I couldn't tell like where my hand ended. Like, you know, we have like, this is the end of my finger, and then that's space, obviously, like where my finger is not, but I couldn't really tell where it ended. It was just, it's kind of like flowy and stuff. But that lasted honestly like 10-15 seconds, where I was kind of just sitting up like that, and then I slowly just like started going back down. But it was one of those things where like you're so consciously aware of what's happening that you kind of question, am I actually sitting up? In this case, it is not easy to literally just sit up without any effort, like your upper part of your body. So anyways, that was my first astral projection experience. Half astral projection experience, shall I say. My second one was a little bit better, I would say. I was lying on my bed, but I was kind of lying on my front almost, kind of like front side. Basically, kind of the same thing happened. Like, I started to fall asleep, and I got to it from like dreaming almost. Like, I was dreaming, and then I woke up, and right when I woke up, I still had in my mind, I'm like, oh, I want to astral project, and then suddenly I started like floating out of my body backwards, because I guess, I don't know, going into the bed wouldn't be practical, so I came out of my body backwards. It felt super weird. I was just like, and I could see myself very briefly, and then my vision cut off again. That seems to be a problem for me. Like, I can't see when I first start. So I started going out of my body, and I felt really heavy. Like, oh, it was so hard to like get out of my body, but I was just slowly going, and then I started rolling off my bed, and I just rolled off my bed. Like, I literally fell on the floor. But it didn't hurt or anything. Like, I felt like flowy smoke. Like, if you see smoke flowing through the air, and it's just very like smooth and graceful almost, that's exactly how I felt. I just felt like a bundle of smoke just flying around. Anyway, so I was on the ground, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so heavy, I can't get up. So I was trying to lift myself up, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take this opportunity to try to open my eyes this time because I want to see this world that I'm in. So now I'm like trying to open my eyes physically, like I'm trying to literally physically open my eyes because I read that somewhere that it's supposed to be as easily as that, but it didn't end up working because I ended up opening my physical eyes and then I was back in my body and I'm like, damn it. So then I closed my eyes again and somehow I was back in my body, and then I tried doing the same thing again, not learning my lesson the first time, and it was just my eyelids were so heavy, and then I just opened my eyes again and I was back in my body and that was it. And I was like, oh, god damn it. I was like, no. I was so close. But anyways, those are just my first 2 experiences. I felt super clumsy out of body, and I guess that's something that's common. I mean, it's like learning to walk. You're not used to just being an energetic body. But I had my 3rd projection this morning actually, which I didn't even plan whatsoever. I didn't even prepare for it. It just kind of happened naturally, but I'll leave that to the next video. So if you guys like the video and want to see what happens next, then feel free to subscribe. But also I would love to hear your guys' stories and experiences as well, so feel free to comment below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!